Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Pain to Power. I'm your host, Jill Ripley, and today I want to talk about something that is incredibly common, yet so rarely acknowledged: the dark side of the holiday season. We see the songs, the bright lights, the commercials full of smiling families, the gatherings wrapped in cheer, but no one puts a spotlight on the other side. The holidays come with this unspoken pressure to be joyful on command. It's like the whole world slips into a glittery illusion. And if you're not matching that energy, if you're sad, lonely, grieving, or simply not feeling it, you can end up feeling even more isolated. And I wanted to talk about that today because so many people go through this in silence. Not everyone has a big family. Not everyone has a peaceful family. Not everyone has somewhere to go. And even those who do have people around them sometimes feel absolutely alone. If you've ever sat in a room full of people but still felt miles away, you know exactly what I mean. I want to create a space here today for the people who don't feel joyous during the holidays, the ones who feel disconnected or who miss the way things used to be, or who are holding grief inside their chest while the world keeps yelling, "Be merry." I'm with you. I see you. And I want to talk about this honestly, without sugarcoating, without being cliche, while also offering gentle, real ways to move through this season with more grace, ease, and self compassion. So I'll start by sharing a bit of my own experience because I think it helps to know you're not just listening to someone who's never walked this path. And please forgive me because I may get a little emotional and weepy through this. So bear with me if I shed a few tears while I'm chatting with you. But I want this to be real and authentic. So here we go. Growing up, the holidays were complicated, but in a strange way, they were also beautiful. They were chaotic, emotional, and yes, filled with a lot of loss. But they were also full of people, full of food, and full of joyful noise. My grandmother was the woman who raised me. She stepped in after my mom left when I was 2, after my dad died when I was 3, and after my brother Michael, just 1 year older than me, passed the following year. So you can imagine, we didn't have the picture perfect family. We didn't have the traditional Hallmark storyline. But what we did have was her, this strong, loving grandmother who always made sure the holidays still felt like something. Thanksgiving meant a table full of food, pies, stuffing, homemade everything, and people crammed into the house. Christmas Eve meant all the relatives showing up, gifts exchanged, kids running around, and for one night, everything felt okay. Those memories stayed with me, even though there was pain woven through the fabric of our family. Those holidays were kind of an anchor. As I grew up and had children of my own, I tried to recreate some of that magic. I wanted my kids to feel what I felt, that warmth, that togetherness, that sense of belonging. And for years, I think I did a pretty good job. But when I divorced in 2013, the holidays shifted. They became quieter, emptier, not necessarily bad, but different. And sometimes different can feel like a loss all on its own. Then 2021 came with the loss of both my former husband and my daughter due to a tragic motorcycle accident. The holidays after that were some of the hardest days I've ever lived through. There is no manual for how to parent through grief while grieving at the same time. There's no playbook that teaches how to be festive for the sake of your children that remain when your own heart is shattered. Even though my two remaining children were grown by then, I still felt this pressure to make everything okay for them, even when I wasn't okay. And to this day, I'm not sure how successful I was, but I do know I tried. And somehow we made it through. And I know deeply that I'm not the only one. Your story may look nothing like mine or may look similar to mine, but the emotions, those tend to overlap. The holidays amplify everything. If you're lonely, you feel lonelier. If you're grieving, the grief sharpens. If you miss someone, their absence sits at the table like a shadow. If you're overwhelmed, the expectations feel crushing. If your family is dysfunctional, the cracks widen. If your family is gone, the silence is thunderous. And here's the kicker: you're often surrounded by messaging telling you to be grateful, to smile, to celebrate, to focus on what you have, to pretend. Loneliness isn't just physical isolation. You can be surrounded by people and still feel utterly alone, especially if you don't feel understood, safe, or emotionally connected. So, if the holidays feel heavy for you, let me say something clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're not missing some magical holiday gene. You are a human navigating human emotions in a season that tends to stir everything up. This is where we begin shifting from pain to power. Let's talk about what you can control, not in a rigid way, but in a compassionate, empowering way. First, you're allowed to rewrite what the holidays mean to you. Tradition is wonderful until it becomes a burden. You're not obligated to recreate past versions of your life. If your old traditions bring up pain instead of comfort, you have permission to start new ones or to have no traditions at all. This might look like deciding not to cook the big holiday meal this year, even if you've always been the one who hosted. Ordering takeout or making something simple doesn't make the day any less meaningful. Skipping the big family gathering because it leaves you more drained than connected, and choosing a quiet, peaceful day for yourself instead. Letting go of decorating the whole house and instead lighting one candle or placing one ornament somewhere that feels comforting. Not forcing yourself to watch certain holiday movies or listen to certain songs if they stir up painful memories. Starting a new ritual that fits where you are now, like taking a morning walk, visiting a favorite spot, journaling, or doing something creative. Choosing to spend the day differently altogether, volunteering, traveling, spending time in nature, or treating the day like any other day if that feels gentler. Next, release the pressure to perform joy. You don't have to decorate. You don't have to cook. You don't have to celebrate on command. You don't have to be cheerful for anyone's comfort. Your emotional truth is more important than appearances. Also, Choose micro connections instead of big gatherings. Sometimes one gentle conversation is more healing than a room full of people. A text, a walk with one friend, a hot chocolate with someone who gets you, a visit to someone who feels safe and nurturing. Small connection is still connection. And next, you could create a ritual for the people who have passed on. Grief doesn't disappear for the holidays. If anything, it becomes louder. Instead of fighting that, you can create a space to honor your loved ones. Light a candle, make their favorite food, say their name, write them a letter, hang an ornament in their memory. Since my daughter passed forward, I have my own special way of honoring her. It's simple, but it brings a sense of closeness, not just sorrow. And then let this season be about nourishment instead of perfection. If that means rest, boundaries, saying no, staying home, doing less, then that's what it means. You're not required to set yourself on fire to keep a tradition warm. Here are some practices that you can use anytime the season starts to feel heavy. Rule number one, the 3 breath reset. You can do this right now. One breath for the past, one breath for the present, and one breath for hope. Simple, grounding, and it interrupts emotional spiraling. Tool number two, the morning ritual of gentleness. Put your hand over your heart and say, today I choose gentleness. Nothing more, nothing less. That one sentence can set the tone for your whole day. Number three, the one person reach out. Not 10, just one. A simple message like, thinking of you today, hope you're doing well. Connection doesn't have to be elaborate. And tool number four, create a comfort ritual. This is your self made tradition. It might be a walk in nature, watching a favorite movie, journaling, baking something just for you, reading something nourishing, attending a spiritual service of any faith, spending time in a place that feels like a sanctuary. And tool number five, allow the real emotions in. Feelings are meant to move. When they're welcomed, they shift. When they're resisted, they harden. If you try to stuff down the sadness tighter than the turkey stuffing, it will come back at you eventually, worse than the post Thanksgiving heartburn. Give yourself permission to cry, to rest, to feel nostalgic, to feel nothing, to laugh, to miss someone, to feel relieved, to feel grateful, or all of the above. There isn't a wrong emotion. This next part is for you, for the version of you who might be listening with a lump in your throat, or tears in your eyes, or that tightness in your chest that says, God, I wish this season felt different. Here's what I want you to know. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are not unlovable. You are not the only one feeling this way. You belong here. Your feelings matter. Your story matters. And even if the world looks bright and shiny right now and you feel dull and dreary, even if everyone seems to be celebrating and you want to shrink, there's room for you too, exactly as you are. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes safely, go ahead and do that. If not, just let these words wash over you. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Imagine a soft, warm, pink light glowing inside your chest. This isn't a blinding light. It's gentle, quiet, and comforting. Let it expand slowly, filling your body with warmth. This light represents every moment of love you've ever given, every moment of love you've ever received, every memory that still holds sweetness, every hope you haven't dared speak yet. You are held, you are guided, you are supported, even when you cannot see how. You are never truly alone. Just breathe, just be, just allow yourself this moment of peace. Thank you, beautiful souls, for spending this time with me today. If this episode touched your heart, please share it with someone who may need a little extra compassion this season. For more tools, inspiration, and community, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Empowered by the Storm. Visit empoweredbythestorm.com or join me on YouTube for more episodes and guided reflections. And if you've been wondering whether life coaching might support you during this season of your life, I'd love to explore that with you. Reach out anytime through my website. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, breathe deeply, and remember, even in the most challenging seasons, you are never walking alone.